let's get into it. The Kennedy family proving to be very disappointing. You know, you hear that name Kennedy, you hear JFK, JFK Jr., RFK, and now RFK Jr. There is a legacy with the Kennedy family, a legacy of good men who rose to the highest office, or at least one of them did, right? But you know, good men. You hear the Kennedy name, that's a name. That is unofficial royalty in some places. You know what I mean? Like, people really respect. Prestigious is something that you might go for in the Kennedy family, you know? But now there's a grandson. JFK's only grandson, sadly, is this gentleman, Jack Schlossberg. And he's decided to take to social media to completely troll in the cringiest way. And who's he going after? Not Trump, but his own family member, his own cousin, RFK Jr. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to show you a series of videos. We're going to start with the most serious one. And then I'm going to show you how this guy has progressively just gotten more and more unhinged as the days and months go on. This is from 9 months ago, and then I'm going to go right to the most recent. This guy, I don't know what this is, who's holding this camera, who's telling him it's a good idea. I have no clue. But the fact that you're going to go after your family member and it's going to be the cringiest thing on the internet is just unimaginable to me. I hope I have no family members who could stoop to this kind of low. Let's start with this one, and we'll move on to some things that none of you really wanted to see, but I saw it, so you're going to see it too. Let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Jack Schlossberg, and I have something to say. President John F. Kennedy is my grandfather, and his legacy is important. It's about a lot more than Camelot and conspiracy theories. It's about public service and courage. It's about civil rights, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and landing a man on the moon. Joe Biden shares my grandfather's vision for America, that we do things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And he is in the middle of becoming the greatest progressive president we've ever had. Under Biden, we've added 13 million jobs. Unemployment is at its lowest in 60 years. Biden passed the largest investment in infrastructure since the New Deal, and the largest investment in green energy ever. He's appointed more federal judges than any president since my grandfather. He ended our longest war. He ended the COVID pandemic, and he ended Donald Trump. These are the issues that matter. And if my cousin, Bobby Kennedy Jr., cared about any of them, he would support Joe Biden too. Instead, he's trading in on Camelot, celebrity, conspiracy theories, and conflict for personal gain and fame. I've listened to him. I know him. I have no idea why anyone thinks he should be president. What I do know is his candidacy is an embarrassment. Let's not be distracted, again, by somebody's vanity project. I am excited to vote for Joe Biden in my state's primary. And
no one's excited to vote for Joe Biden, okay? I'm just right there, you know? If anybody was taking you seriously, now they're just like, oh, you're just making things up. Oh, I didn't realize. He was saying some things, you know? I had to listen to him because he's a Kennedy, and he brought up JFK, so I had to listen to him, you know? But then he said he was excited to vote for Biden, so now he's just making things up. I didn't realize. No one's excited to vote for Joe Biden. Perhaps you would be excited to go and vote for Joe Biden under, you know, maybe if you switched bodies and you were an alien and you were inside of a human body for the first time and you were touching things and the physical world you were just experiencing it for the first time, and everybody kept coming up to you and talking about voting. And then you were like, I get to vote? What's a vote? They were like, you go through those doors and we choose the leader of this entire country. And you were like, oh my gosh. And you pounced in because you can barely walk still. Maybe then you'd be excited to vote for Joe Biden. Because in your culture, the oldest person on the planet is someone that should be in charge. Because your race lives for 4,000 years. You understand what I'm saying here, guys? It's impossible. That's what I'm saying. Okay? You're not excited. You're just making things up. Absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, this gentleman is looking at people saying that Robert F. Kennedy is an embarrassment to the Kennedy family. Listen, everybody knows I want to see Trump win, but I'm not going to allow this guy to say that RFK Jr. is the embarrassment of the Kennedy family. Hold on a sec.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care.
Makes you think, man. You know, you have a son and you're raising him right, and then you have a grandson and you're just you're gonna pass away before he becomes a full grown man, but you're so confident that he is gonna grow up and just be one of the men in your lineage. And then this.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care.
Wow. RFK's the embarrassment. Jeez. That's interesting. That's how you know he's just making things up. 13 million jobs. They're probably all DEI jobs. Not even DEI jobs like, oh, you're just getting a job just because you're a lady and you're tanned. You're very tanned today and you're a lady. You're getting a job. Not DEI jobs like that. DEI jobs like, oh, well, you can work in the government and you can teach us about white guilt. You'll work in the white guilt department. We just made it now. You can work there. Pick 5 other people. We'll pay each of you $250,000. Those type of jobs are the type of jobs that got made. Otherwise, show me the jobs. I want to know. I'd love to know. I'd love to be in front of that press secretary and be like, what jobs did he make? I would love to hear her answer to that. Well, I mean, she would just be like, listen, what you have to know is that Trump wrecked the economy and Joe Biden's just trying to build it back the best he can. And in fact, he has. We've never had a greater economy ever in life. He's the reason Elon Musk is so rich. You know that, right? She just says wild things. But yeah, this guy, it gets worse. It gets worse. There's more. I got a bunch more. This is what this guy does. He goes on social media just to bash RFK Jr., which I can't have the thinking that Trump is getting what's happening to him with all his cases. I can't help but think that's coming from higher up. I don't think it's just Alvin Bragg and Fannie. I don't think they're just working on their own. I think someone higher up suggested that these things happen. They laid it out and said, how long can we keep them in cases? If I have that line of thinking, I can't possibly think that this guy only wants to talk about RFK when he's online making posts, not even just stories, full posts, bashing his own family member. And I'm supposed to think he's just doing that on his own accord. If I'm having that line of thinking with Trump, I have to have it with RFK Jr., and that's coming from up top. His whole family just took a picture. The entire Kennedy family, except for RFK Jr., just took a picture with Joe Biden and Jill. You think that there's not some kind of connection there? Like, hey, we need this guy to get smeared a little bit. Who's willing to smear him? Well, if it can come from JFK's grandson, that would be great. You think this guy wasn't put up to this stuff? I can't not think he wasn't put up to this stuff. It's too cringy. Let's go.
A lot of people talking about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You know, I'm a fan of his father. And you know, his uncle, rest in peace. I remember the day where I was, the day he was killed. I mean, it was a tragic day. The entire country wept. But listen, that guy, he's a prick. The new guy, the young guy, he's a freaking prick. He's lying to you. All right? Independent third party. Yeah, freaking right. He's got Trump's donors. He's got Trump's advisors. Him and Trump go way freaking back. Don't be fooled by that. Don't throw away your vote.
This is why I vote for RFK Jr. I am from Russia. He is hero of Russia because he says that the U.S. should give Putin everything he wants in the war in Europe and the Ukraine. He says the war is the fault of the President Biden. This is so good for Russia. And he also says things like he'd want to give Assange and Snowden the clemency and welcome home to U.S. This is so funny to me because they are Russian spies and he is American presidential candidate. This is great. Go RFK Jr. I vote. You have my Russia's vote. You're a hero.
I think that behavior matters, and I think the example we set for our children matters. I've got 3 daughters, and I don't want them growing up with a President Trump 2.0 who's grabbing stuff and painted orange and ripping everybody down with no shame. But I want to vote for Bobby Kennedy Jr. Doesn't seem like he shows much respect for anybody neither. He's lying to us, that's for sure. Plus, I race horses, and you can always tell when a horse is being pumped full of testosterone. Steroids doesn't make the horse think any better or run any faster.
You know, I heard some people talking about.
Okay, I gotta just freeze it. Okay, there's one thing that this gentleman's not gonna do. Okay, I don't care what voice he's passively aggressively putting on. That way, when he gets called out for doing all these terrible things after Biden doesn't get elected, so he can push it off and say those were just jokes. You're not, sir, gonna call RFK Jr. Trump 2.0. Let me tell you something. There's only one Trump 2.0, and he's 7 feet tall, and his name's Barron Trump. Okay? And I hope that he's running for president when you try to run for president, because you know you are going to try and run for president. You got handed your job as an attorney because you're Kennedy. You're probably going to get handed a place in the Senate eventually. Yeah, of course. And then you're going to run for president. You might even skip those steps because you're a Kennedy or JFK's grandson. You might even skip those steps real quick and just get to run for president. I hope Barron's there. 8 feet tall Barron just looking at you being like, nah, he's not a good guy. Schlossberg, I hope he comes up with a nickname for you like his dad would. Are you kidding me right now? I don't interrupt videos very often, okay? I don't interrupt them very often. That's my gift to you as the viewer. But I'm not going to listen to anybody saying RFK Jr. is Trump 2.0. You don't do that. You don't say that. I might get up and just get my Trump shirt right now. You don't do that. That's it. With your weird voices and you clearly wanting to be an actor so bad with your unhinged weird videos. JFK's grandson. Bro, go look into your grandfather, bro. What are you doing? The guy doesn't even know about his own grandfather's legacy. He's like, Biden shares my grandfather's vision. Bro, go look into what your grandfather did. Do you not know who your grandfather is? No, they don't share the same vision. What are you talking about? It's amazing. Biden was a grandfather when Biden was a great grandfather back when your grandfather was running for president. Do you know that? You know how old this gentleman is? Jesus. So weird and so odd. All the things he's making connections to, Trump donors, joking about his uncle, his grandfather and his uncle's murder, like joking about that. It's so weird. See, this is the thing about Democrats. I'm going to get back to it in a second. I'm sorry, this guy. But this is the thing, and I'm sorry to blanket statement it when I say these Democrats, these left-leaning people, but I've seen it time and time again, and I see it on that side all the time. They are willing to destroy anything for inclusivity, okay, which is really a mask for just getting what they want. They are willing to have anything wrecked to get their way. It doesn't matter if it's their school, their country. If they're white, if they're way woke and white, they'll push aside their own culture. They'll talk about how terrible their ancestors were and how terrible they are because of their ancestors. If they're black, they'll do the same thing and act like they're willing to just smash everything as long as they get what they want at the end of it. The country, the Constitution, everything. everything, statues, history, everything, just to get their way. And this gentleman's willing to do this to his own family's legacy. He has no... Your dad's legacy is him giving speeches saying, ask not what the country... His legacy is, saying no to Operation Northwoods and being like, I'm not doing that. And that's what more than likely got him assassinated. Are you kidding me? And your legacy is this? Are you for real?
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care.
Bro. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of that, he thinks that helping Julian Assange and Edward Snowden is a bad thing. He thinks helping whistleblowers is a bad thing. He thinks somehow that his RFK Jr. called Putin a thug. I don't even agree with these statements that he made. I think it's bad for somebody who's president to talk this way about world leaders. He called him a thug, a monster. He called him ignorant, arrogant. He called him all these names. If he does get in office, relations with Russia is shot, quite honestly. And then I'm just going to say it one more time. He is not Trump 2.0, okay? We got our Trump already, buddy, okay? Deluded guy. Here, you want to listen to more terrible voices from this guy? Way too close to the camera? Jeez.
This bad Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And, everyone loves the Kennedys. And I heard that Caroline Kennedy actually married a Jewish man. And so I found that very exciting. But I wanted to say about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is I just wanted to ask him a question because I'm confused. I thought that he was an environmentalist. But it turns out that he thinks that he has no problems at all with the energy usage of Bitcoin. And I think this is very interesting because the man talks a lot about hating the Federal Reserve and loving Bitcoin. And so I was wondering why the environmentalists thought that. And I was also wondering if we didn't have a Federal Reserve, who's going to protect my money? I'm hearing a lot of people talking about the presidential contest. And I hear some people saying they want this guy, Bobby Kennedy Jr. Listen, who doesn't like the Kennedys, huh? Who? Come on. Says he wants to cut the military budget in half. Why? We got China, we got Russia, everybody's on our ass. You want to cut the thing in half? You don't got my vote, kid. You don't got my vote. Plus, my name's Anthony. I got an Anthony Jr. He's a fucking idiot. All right? It doesn't necessarily, apple doesn't always fall too close.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, the first thing he said that's so true. I can't, but look at that. That's a Kennedy. That's Kennedy blood there. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. See, this is why you gotta give your daughters an itinerary of what kind of, not just what kind of guy they should marry. You got to be the example, but what they should mold their sons into. You got, oh man, this guy right here is the reason that so many celebrities, and I don't agree with it, rich people, celebrities, mega rich people, they all say it. And this guy's the reason for it. They all say, I'm not leaving my kids any of my money. This is the reason right here, because they're afraid of that happening. That's exactly what it is. They think there's just going to be a grandson who's rich and he doesn't even know why. He has no clue why. This guy should have to do what JFK's dad had to do. Should have to get tangled up with the mob a little bit. Rough him up a little bit. You know what I mean? Jeez. I'm not even going to play that one. This is him imitating. No shirt. Just, he's imitating a mega person. This is his imitation of someone who's mega.
I just want my kid to play baseball.
Come on, man. What's going on? Oh, just remember, in the first clip, he's like, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is an embarrassment. What? Then what are you? What are you? You're just doing accents, tearing down one of your family members. You're going to have to see him again. And that, oh man, I can't even get into it. Here's another one. Like I said, I saw him. You got to see him.
Well, hello, this is me, this is Vlad. I want to say why I'll be voting for the RFK Jr. Yes, this guy wants to give the Putin everything he wants in Russia, and I like this. Hello, love. My name is Tiny Tim. What's your name, you pretty little thing? Let's get you out of those wet clothes and into a dry martini.
Hey guys, it's me. Talking to you live. This is Jack talking now. I just want to say a couple things. One, do not, if you're a guy, I don't know about girls, but if you're a guy, a man, do not shower every day. Do not wash your hair every day. I've never seen the movie Pulp Fiction. I've never seen the movie Pulp Fiction.
All right. We're done. We're done, guys. We're done. This is supposed to be a short video. And he unraveled. So the next time, please, because you know you're going to hear it before this election's done. If you hear about John F. Kennedy's grandson, I know it makes you go, oh no, there's another one. Oh, there's still hope. No. We put that hope to Barron now. We put that hope to Barron and Ivanka. Simpson said Ivanka 2028. I'm just saying. They're not wrong about much. That's where we put that hope now. If you hear about this JFK grandson, just remember this video. Just remember this video. Remember what he's doing. He's tearing down his own family members because he wants to see Joe Biden as president. He's willing, if you're willing to strain any relationship in your life, I mean even your relationship with the guy you see at the grocery store sometimes, and you don't even say hi, you look at him and you think, oh, that guy again. Even if you're willing to strain that relationship for Joe Biden to become president, man, get it together, okay? That's all I'm going to say to you. Get it together immediately, all right? And unlike what he just said, take a shower. Shower up, splash some cold water in your face, okay? And just start your day again. I don't care if it's noon, okay? Just start your day again. 5 p.m., start your day again. Start a brand new day, okay? Because you're off track. Just get back on track, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe the Kennedy family is doing this. I'll be quite honest, man. I can't believe that his sister's doing this. He has a young cousin doing this now. I can't believe that they're willing to do this. Like, I understand, RFK Jr. himself said that there's a long relationship with the Bidens. I get that. They're all Democrats. I get that. But family's family. And you would think that the Kennedys would understand that family needs to stay close, especially given that how many people do you know? How many families that aren't cartels or part of cartels have 2 family members that got assassinated? There's not many. So you would think you'd be like, family's everything. Because at the end of the day, you think this would be the Kennedy mindset. At the end of the day, when we try to stand up for truth, someone behind the scenes takes us out. So we got to stick together no matter what. And if one of us ends up running, we know what might happen to him because we've seen it happen 2 other times. So we all have to be around him. We all have to back him up. You would just think that would be the mindset. And I'll tell you something, if it was, RFK might have stood a better chance. He might have. Because imagine if every Kennedy was, doing the whole campaign thing for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It'd be a whole different ball game. I think so. I don't think he'd be ahead of Trump, not by a long shot. I don't even think he'd be ahead of Biden, but he'd be going along a lot stronger, my opinion. He might even have gotten considered for the as the person to run for the Democrats. He might have got chosen over over Biden if the whole Kennedy clan was backing him. You never know. But this is just appalling. One more time.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care.
Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'm out.